Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Anna and today I'm going to show you this dramatic purple look that I created with the Bloodlust palette by Jeffree Star Cosmetics. So I have done two other looks recently with this palette, and before I review this palette fully, I wanted to upload looks where I use all the shadows in this palette. So today we are going to use a lot of the purples in this palette, and I wanted to create a bit more of a darker look. I have used one of the darker shadows before and it got a bit patchy, so I thought I want to try it again today. And let's see how it all turns out. Before we start, please hit the subscribe button, and if you want to get notified about my uploads, then please also ring the bell. And when I'm finished with using all these shadows in this palette, I also want to give you an in-depth review and show you some comparisons and maybe also some dupes, because I have quite some in my collection now that I have this palette, I know that. So if you want to see all that, please hit the subscribe button. And now let's hop right into the tutorial. We are starting with the color Vivid Mood, and I'm using my Sigma E33 brush to blend this color into my crease. So this color is not exactly performing as I had imagined it, so I'm going to just press it on. I think the shadow is fine and I don't like the brush, to be honest. So I love a lot of Sigma brushes, but this one is just not my favorite, and now it's clear again why. Because it's just not good at diffusing color. So I just pack this color on into my crease and then I'm going to use another brush to blend it out. So now that the color is packed on fully, I'm going to switch the brush to the Morphe R39 brush. This is one of my favorite blending brushes of all time. I use it almost every day in my normal private life. And I also use it in almost every look that I film for YouTube, so it's really one of my absolute favorites. And I'm going to take the color Deviant now and I'm going to blend over the edges. This gives it a very nice gradient, so I'm glad that I did that. Next, I'm going in with the color Dungeon on my Sigma E42 brush, and I'm applying this color to my outer corner, and I'm also going to blend this color into my crease. This is such a beautiful color. I love the tone of it. It's my perfect dark purple shadow to deepen up my outer corner. But unfortunately, I don't know if you can see it here, but it gets so patchy. It's not a good shadow. I have used it before, like I said like I mentioned in the intro, and it was the same there. So I think this shadow shouldn't be used on top of lighter colors. So when I do my makeup, I like to start with the lighter colors and go then to the darker colors to get it very diffused and blend it out. But I think with this shadow, you may have to try and start with this color and apply it on top of a tacky base and then blend over the edges and do nothing more. Maybe I will try that in the future, and maybe I'm going to upload another look with this color, but so far I really don't like this shadow. So I'm a bit disappointed and a bit sad, because it was one of the shadows in this palette that I was, I don't know, looking forward the most to have in my collection, because I don't have a tone like this in my collection and I was so happy to get it in this palette, but now I don't really want to reach for this shadow ever again. So I'm a bit, I don't know, sad that it doesn't perform well. So for now we're going to leave the outer corner. I'm going to do something with it later on, but for now we're going to leave it, and we will continue with the color Pink Magic. It is one of the most stunning colors in this palette, I have to say. It's very glittery, so I'm going to wet my brush before applying it. I just sprayed it with some setting spray. I'm using my Essence You Better Work setting spray for that. And I'm going to apply it with my Sigma E56 brush. So I'm just applying this color to the inner part of my eye, and I'm almost like imitating a cut crease here with the form and everything. So I bring it up a bit higher than my crease just so that I can see it when my eye is open. And because this is more of a dramatic look, I want this color to be really seen good and to get a lot of attention. So this is a very, very beautiful color and a beautiful shadow. I love it. So I would highly recommend spraying it, because otherwise you get a lot of glitter sparkles onto your face later on. And with the setting spray, it performs really well and it stays put, so I like it. But well, it has a lot of glitter in it, so if you don't like glitter particles everywhere, I don't know if you would love this shadow, but it's beautiful and it's so sparkly and I really like it. So now let's fix the outer corner. If the shadow we used before would have performed better, I think we would be done with the upper lid now, but I think I have to try and fix it. So I'm going in with the color Executioner, and this is kind of a dark black matte shadow with purple glitter in it. I'm not the biggest fan of this one either, but it performs good as a matte shadow. It's just I wouldn't need the glitter in it. I think if this color would be a metallic shadow, it would be so much more, I don't know, versatile for this palette. But either way, a matte black shadow is also good to have, so I just wouldn't have needed the glitter in it. So I'm packing it on to my outer corner with the brush that I used before, and then I'm going over it with the color Blood Queen, which is one of the a bit darker purples in this palette, and it just helps to, I don't know, to create more of a darker purple, because I wanted this look to be all purple, no black, and I just wanted to deepen up the outer corner. So I'm just going over it with the purple to kind of create the color that I wanted to have, and it's working fine, I would say, and it's a lot more opaque than the color before, but the patchiness, I don't know, I think you can still see it underneath, and you will see it in the end when I show you the end result, that it's not really perfect, but it's okay for me, and for me this look is fine. And let's continue with the lower lash line. So for the lower lash line, I'm going to use the color Blood Queen again, and I'm applying it with my Morphe E36 brush, and I'm just blending it out. Now to blend this color out even more, I'm going to use the color Deviant again, and I'm using my Sigma E36 brush. And I'm just softly blending over the edges. Now for my inner corner, I want to take the color Take the Crown. It's a very light lilac metallic shadow, and I'm using my Morphe M213 brush, and I'm applying it directly to the inner part of my lower lash line and also onto my inner corner. This is one of my favorite shadows in this palette. I really like it. And I think it added so much more to this look. I really love it. Now I'm going to apply some mascara off camera and I'll be right back. Now here you can see the finished look. I think it turned out so cool. I really like this look. I'm not absolutely happy with the outer corner and with how it is looking, but it's okay. Sometimes it just turns out like this, so I'm not too mad at this palette, but I just think that the Shadow Dungeon is not the best in this palette. I will try to use it again in the future and see if it performs better, but for now I'm not the biggest fan, but all the other shadows are so beautiful. I love the color Pink Magic, it's so stunning. And I also love the color Take the Crown, and all the other purple matte shadows are also beautiful, so I really like how it turned out. I love the sparkliness on my lid and I love the inner corner, and I don't know, I just love this purple look. Please let me know down below if you liked it as well and what other looks you would like to see with this palette. I have already filmed the next look, so I'm going to show you how to work with satins, because there are 2 satins in this palette, and for a long time I didn't know what to do with satins, but recently I just found the perfect way and now I love them. So I wanted to give them a little shout out while using this palette. So there are 2 in this palette, so I thought it would be perfect to use this palette for that video. So keep an eye out for that. But there will also be coming some other content soon. So there will be more content also with other palettes. And if you would like to have a little bit more content from me, then please check out my Instagram. I do a lot of dupes there. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thank you all so much for watching. I wish you all an awesome day.